Hello, I'm Mark. Welcome to Whiskey in the Big Thicket. Today we're going to do Nulu's Amburana barrel finish. This is a Kentucky, no, this is just a bourbon. It's 55% ABV. I paid $112 for it. It's about a 6-year-old bourbon. I've done several Nulu's before, grape brandy. I've done, gosh, I can't even remember what else I've done. Anyway, I've done a few Nulu's before. I do need to open this up. So, Nulu is basically kind of known as Prohibition Craft Spirits out in Louisville, Kentucky. They're founded in 2016. They make various spirits, whiskeys, vodkas. I think I saw it. Maybe they make a gin. I'm not sure. Nulu is the name for their whiskey for Prohibition Craft Spirits. So, they make their own distillate. They make some of their own distillate, but most of what they have is MGP whiskey. All their bottles are single barrels, so nothing's going to be alike. So whatever you get a Nulu, it's going to, unless you get the exact same barrel as someone else, it's going to be different. So I think that's all I can tell you about Nulu. All right, I will show it to you in the bottle. And this is the glass. I just happened to stumble into a store that I rarely go to, and they had this on the shelf, and I'm just like, oh, didn't know they still had this out. I mean, I just bought this here in June, so. Okay, apparently this is a Texas exclusive, but I don't know. Like I said, everything's a single barrel, so. All right, Nulu Bourbon Whiskey finished in Amburana barrels. Experimental finish series. Non-chill filtered, 55% ABV, 6 years old. Experimental finish barrels of straight bourbon whiskey are poured into various wine, brandy, and cognac barrels for months at a time. We taste them diligently to ensure the finish is heavily present throughout the nose, palate, and finish. Prohibition Craft Spirits, Nulu Whiskeys. Distilled by MGP of Indiana, bottled by PCS Distilling, Louisville, Kentucky. So yeah. Okay, so MGP bourbon. I will tell you a little bit about Amburana. Amburana is a Brazilian wood. It is not oak. People who say it's oak are incorrect. It is. They are in the same family as oak, but then there is a subfamily. If you remember all your biology, family, phylum, subphylum, genus, species, all that stuff. A subfamily where Amburana and other lagoons go, and oaks stays into the main family. So distantly related to oak, but it's not really an oak. It's more closely related. It's in the lagoon family, so it's probably more closely related to peanuts. So Amburana is like, that seems to be a very popular wood right now, and I think a lot of them that came out early were very heavily done in Amburana, and I think it turned a lot of people off. But I think some of the whiskey distillers and such have wisened up, and they kind of backed off, and they don't so much keep it in the Amburana as long as they originally did. So I think it's getting better. I think experimenting with Amburana is, they figured out what they need to do, because there seems to be, I constantly see, is the best Amburana yet, the best Amburana yet. And so it's just kind of like distillers are knowing what they need to do with it now. So, all right, this is heavily mapled. I'm not getting as much of that cinnamon toast crunch that I get with the other Amburanas. This is more maple. I do get cinnamon, I get sugar. There's more of a red fruity note to this than some of the other Amburanas I've had. I can't remember what the other Nulus were like. Definitely cinnamon for sure. Like maybe cherries, brown sugar, cinnamon, Maybe a little apple, red apple and cherries. Yeah, this doesn't have so much of that cinnamon roll that the other Amburanas I've had did. This is definitely different than that. Maybe getting a little caramel in there. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the bourbon. Bourbon is coming through more on this. Cinnamon, bourbon, corn, that corny taste. Cinnamon, brown sugar. That caramel that I got on the nose is coming through. I'm getting those apples again. Yeah. This is very different than the other Amburanas I've had. If it was rye, I would say it was a good thing. It's bourbon, so I don't know that I'd rather taste the bourbon. Nose-wise, yeah, more of that apple, but like with the doughy, with that pastriness to it. Like, I wouldn't say apple pie or apple, even a bear claw. To me, bear claws. I think those are apple, aren't they? Whatever those apple things you get in the donut shops are. This reminds me of like apple crisp. If you've ever had apple crisp, you know, that's different than apple pie. Apple crisp, the top has like, it has some oats and it has a little bit, what else is on the top of it? It's more of a strudel-like top than like a pie. So this gives me more of an apple crisp vibe. Or an apple crumble kind of than apple pie. But definitely that cinnamon, it's not, this one isn't cinnamon roll like other Amburanas. This is more like apples and cinnamon. Yeah, this is like apple crisp. So. Brown sugar bourbon, cinnamon, some caramel. Yeah, the apple crisp, like, you know, the top of the apple crisp isn't that same stuff like an apple pie. It's like got like oats and butter and maybe even, what else do they put on the top of apple crisp? I remember oats and butter are the big, to me, kind of the difference between that and apple pie. And it's just like more strudel-like. So this reminds me of apple crisp. It's got a buttery note. It's like, but up front, it is brown sugar bourbon. Then cinnamon and caramel, and then it's this apple crisp finish with this apple crisp with dough and butter. So, all right, that's all I got. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.